Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can sync your contacts from dotloop right into MoxiWorks Engage, so that all those contacts, all those clients you've done business with in the past in dotloop, they can automatically get added into MoxiWorks so you're up and ready to go. Anybody else you add in dotloop will also be added to MoxiWorks. It's a great way to get up and rolling and just keep your contacts managed effortlessly. Let me show you how to set this up. So the first thing you're going to do is go to apination.com. You're going to click on this button that says Start Syncing. It's going to take you to a page full of automations that you can set up. And you can just look for apps that you're currently using. If any of these logos look familiar, click through them and set up an automation for those apps. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to M for MoxiWorks. Click on that one right there. Once I click on MoxiWorks, it's going to show me the apps I can sync with MoxiWorks. And today we're doing dotloop. But if any of these other apps are apps you're using with MoxiWorks, let's set automations up for those as well. So you can see we have two syncs available. Dotloop contacts from the address book into Moxie and dotloop contacts from the loops into Moxie. So what's going on there is dotloop keeps contacts in two different places. If you log into dotloop and click on the people, go over here to contacts, this is the address book. So if you want to get all these people into Moxie, we can use this automation here, which is actually what I'm going to set up. Conversely, you can also add contacts to loops. So if you open up any loop, you'll see there's people who are added, these people. These are stored separately. So if you want to get these people in here, you would just turn on this dotloop contacts in loops into Moxie. Most of the contacts are in the address book already. There's just a little bit of extra information in those loops. So you probably only need this one. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this one and show you what it looks like. So I hit activate, and the first thing I have to do is sign into my API Nation account. If you don't have an API Nation account yet, no problem. You just click this link to create one. They're totally free to create. You could sign in, or you could also sign in with your Google account, which is actually what I'm gonna do here. Once you sign into your API Nation account, the next step is to just connect both these apps, which is really simple. You'll just hit the big button that says connect. It's gonna take me out to the dotloop website, and I'm just gonna fill in my email and password, whatever you use to sign into dotloop, and hit continue and approve the connection. Now we're gonna do a similar thing for Moxie. I'm gonna hit connect. I'm actually already signed into Moxie on this browser, so it's just gonna use that connection. It's gonna sense it and use that connection to get me through. So here we are, we're on basically the final step to set up this sync. And we're just gonna do a final check. Again, we're syncing the dotloop person to MoxiWorks person. This is referring to the address book person, not participant. Participant would be a person attached to a loop. Right now, we're just gonna do this one, and that's gonna get you most of the contacts you need. Sync all people. We're trying to get everybody from dotloop into MoxiWorks, so I'm gonna click that. If for whatever reason you only wanted to sync people starting today, anybody new you added to dotloop, starting today going forward, you would leave this box unchecked, but most people want to sync everybody in there. I'm gonna hit subscribe. Then it's gonna take me here. This is my final page. It's just gonna do a final check. We're syncing all people. They're going to MoxiWorks. If I wanted to filter, I could. For example, if I wanted to filter based on role, so I wanted to say, hey, I only want people I have listed as seller. And this is based on the role in dotloop. So let me show you. I'm gonna go over here to people and contacts and click on Beverly, and she down here has a role. So if you just want to filter based on any of these roles from dotloop, you could. Totally up to you. It is case sensitive, so make sure you capitalize everything because that's how it is in a dotloop. You can do it by role, you can do it by city. Maybe I only want people who are from the city of San Diego. Send those people in. I'm just gonna clear out this filter because I am trying to get all those contacts from dotloop into MoxiWorks. Final step is mapping. You can see we do most of this for you. Email is mapped up to email, first name to first name, last name to last name. If you need to do anything else, you'll just hit this plus sign. For example, here's contact name. I'm gonna go ahead and make that first name, space, last name. That's great. And here's the full home address, agent's email. If there's anything else I wanted to add, I could just throw it in here. Let's do that address here. Address. Let's do a unit. Boop. city, state. And again, we're just gonna keep matching this up until we're all feel pretty good about exactly what we're sending over. Okay, cool. Finally, I'm gonna come down here and you can see there is the groups in MoxiWorks. So if you want, you could have the roles synced to the groups in Moxie. And it's just gonna create a group for every role. And that way you can tell exactly who these people are as they come over. So if someone is, for example, an admin, or someone is a loan officer, and you don't necessarily want them in Moxie, they will be in a group called loan officer and you can just ignore them. So that could be helpful to throw this role in this groups area. So this all looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the activate sync button. There you go. Now the sync is up and running. It's pulling people over, batches of 25 at a time. It's probably gonna take a while to get all those people from dotloop into Moxie, but if you hop into Moxie, go over to people, you'll start to see people come over. For example, it looks like I got Beth Donahue here, has come over. If I click on her, you can see she is in the seller group and she is ready to go. So there we go. That's how you sync dotloop to MoxiWorks. Get all those contacts you have in dotloop added into MoxiWorks so you can start following up with them and creating new and more deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation and we're connecting the world's applications.